Okay, so now guys, I think let's continue. So I think we stopped over here, right? So I'm going to be explaining more about the uptrend. So in this video, actually I'm going to first focus on the uptrend, then later on in the video, in the next episode, I'll be telling you more about the downtrend. But guys, what I recommend you to do is just put in the work, okay? Just keep practicing. Things will click. They won't just click in one try or two tries or 1 day, 2 weeks. It's all about just putting in the work, showing up every day. So I think let me go to the 4-hour time frame, and then I see whether I can identify the trend. Okay, so as you can see here, I'm on the let me go to the 4-hour time frame, then see what do we have, because remember, as I told you, we are looking for an uptrend, right? So now let's look for the uptrend. So as I told you, we only look for higher highs and higher lows. Okay, we want to look for the push and pull, push pull, push pull. Okay, we want to see the previous high being broken by the current higher high. Okay, so that's what we shall have to be looking for in this scenario. So if you look over here, so this is GBP, JPY. So now if you look here, so if I zoom out, okay, let me try to zoom out. I want to give you that clear picture. So if you look over here, you see the easiest way to first identify a trend is just look at something. If it's diagonal, then just know it's right. Okay, so now if you look at this, it's diagonal, right? So this gives me the heads up to know that I'm in an uptrend. Okay, so if you look over here, so what do you see? So let's now start identifying this. So now if I try to zoom in, so if I begin from here, okay, so if I begin from here, this will be my higher low, right? Let me use caps lock in this scenario. This will be my higher low, okay, higher low. Then I need to look for what? I need to look for a higher high. So the easiest way to identify this, so if you go under indicators, okay, if you go under indicators, then search for something called the protege. It's called the protege. Okay, it's called the protege. Do you see what I'm trying to type in here? So what you have to do as well, it's called the protege pivot swing points. Okay, so what will this do? So this indicator will show you the high and lows, okay? So the red line above shows you the high, and then the green line below shows you the low. Okay, so for you to do that, you can use this tracker over here. Where is it? This, okay, you can use this path. Okay, you can use the path. Okay, so from here to here, okay, that's a higher high. Okay, and then this was a pullback. Okay, are we together? And then from there to this point here, okay, it was a higher high, and then price pull back to this level, forming a what? Forming a lower high. Okay, rather a higher low. Then let's continue still. Okay, then this gave us this. Okay, then it gave us this. Okay, it gave us this. Okay, then it gave us this as well. Okay, so guys, it's all about you just making more practice in this. Okay, so when you make more practice, your eyes will be starting to like getting used to this, so it will be easy for you to identify this. Okay, so now let's mark out our levels now. So this is the higher high, right? That's the higher high. Okay, that's the higher high. Okay, then we need to be looking for the lower higher low. Okay, we need to be now looking for the higher high. Okay, then let me clone this. I'm cloning this. I don't know why it isn't showing up. I wanted to clone this. It's here. So now I'm going to drag it, bring it here. Okay, I'm going to clone this. Okay, then bring it over here. So guys, if you do this, so after you doing that, okay, after you doing that, then you can delete this line, okay, and then take off the indicator. Okay, so these are the levels now that have been formed by price now. Okay, now you have clear levels of higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, and higher lows. Okay, so this is what you have to do now. You have to go and then practice this. Okay, so after you practicing this, you'll be able to identify a pullback and a push phase. So now let's identify the pull. Okay, let's first look at the push. Okay, so this was the push over here. Okay, so that's the push. Okay, and then this small over this. Okay, let's first identify the push. Okay, let's first identify only the push. Okay, let's identify the push. Okay, identify the push. So the push is always bigger than the pullback. Okay, the overall, remember that the overall direction is an uptrend. Okay, meaning that the biggest move here will be the what? Will be the push phase. Okay, then the pullback will be something that is small. Okay, so now let's identify the pullback. Okay, I'm going to be using color green in this scenario. So that's the pullback. Okay, so let me color it green. Okay, so the green is the pullback. Let me try to make it a bit thicker. Let me change its opacity to something that is maybe visible. Sorry. Let me change the opacity to something like that. Okay, so now let's continue. That's then this. Okay, so guys, I think you see now. Okay, so this is the push. Okay, this is the pull. So the pullback will always be the smallest in a trend. Okay, then the overall, you'll have to focus on the what? On the push. Okay, that's where your mind should be at. Okay, so now let's continue with our study. So now what I need you to do is, I want you to just go back onto your charts and then practice this. Make your eyes used at this. Okay, because once you know this, then everything will be easy for you guys. Okay, so now what I told you is easy. You come here under indicators. Okay, then and under indicators you type in protege. Okay, it's called a protege. Okay, it's called a protege. Okay, then highlight it. Here will be a star icon. Then click onto it. It will be added to favorites. Okay, so if you over into favorites, okay, so it will be here. So it's over here. So then you come and then add it. Okay, so it will show up here. It will show up in the what? In this section over here. So then what you need to do is just to go identifying these levels over here, guys. Okay, so just keep putting in the work. So let me clone. You just go identifying these levels over here. Okay, so this will just give you a heads up on what you are looking for. Okay, guys, remember I told you only look for a higher high that is higher than the previous high. Okay, then the higher low, it has to be higher than the previous one. Okay, so that's how easy it is, guys. That's how easy it is. If you just practice these things, okay, things will be more easy for you. But if you don't put in the work, then nothing will be done, guys. Okay, so just keep putting in the work every day. Practice all the time. Okay, I think I've talked about everything over here. So that's why I'm in the 4-hour time frame. I told you reason to as why we use the 4-hour time frame or the bigger time frames is to have the overall. Okay, because you can't see trend in smaller time frames like the 5 minutes. Okay, so the only way for you to identify trend is when you use these bigger time frames. Okay, so this is how you will be able to identify the higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, if you use this indicator that I've talked about, the protege, pivot, swing points. Okay, so it will help you so much to identify the exact areas that you need to be focusing on. Okay, and then I told you that the uptrend is made up of the push and pull, push, pull, push, pull. Okay, guys, and then what else? So after you knowing this, after you practicing this, we shall be looking when to buy, when to sell. Okay, in this scenario, when do we enter, when do we exit? Okay, guys, So that's how easy it is. If you just keep putting in the work every day, practicing every day, then everything will click. So it's just a matter of just you giving in some few hours on the charts, and then get something that works for you in the end. Okay, yeah. So marking out these levels, marking out the levels, the pullbacks. Okay, the pullbacks are the most important things here. The pullbacks. So let me make this red, but not so. Let me just make it that color. Okay, so these are the impulsive move. Okay, the impulsive move or the up push phases. Okay, so this is how easy it is to identify these levels in the markets, just using the simple technique that I'm trying to teach you. So if you practice every day, you'll be able to see this by your bare eyes. It will be easy for you to identify. Okay, I told you that these green levels over here represent the lower lows, and then these red lines over here represents the higher high. Okay, so with more experience, you'll be practicing and practicing and then practicing, then you'll get to know what you will be looking for. Okay, so I think I'm going to be stopping here for the uptrend. Then I think in the next video I'll be talking more about the downtrend maybe. So peace to you guys. I sign out. Love you.